Welcome everybody to another episode of the Spit Your Game podcast. Today, I got one of the great Greenwood players, standout at Greenwood High, Mississippi Valley standout, Hall of Famer, and was a McDonald's All-American nominee. I got my guy, Christopher Michael Archie.
Oh, man.
Mike, what's going on, man?
Hey, what's going on, Trey?
How's life been treating you, man?
Oh, man, life's been good, man. Life's been treating me good, so I have no complaints, brother.
That's good. That's good. What you got going on now, man?
Well, right now, just working every day, man. You know, I've been employed with the Social Security Administration for 17 years now. Me and my wife, of course, been together over 20 years, been married for 13 this November, man, and just, you know, working and living a good life, man.
Okay, cool, man. Let's get into your siblings, man. How many brothers and sisters you have?
So I'm the youngest of three. I got an older sister, Andrea. She's a registered nurse at St. Jude. And then my brother, LV, he owner operator of Arrowhead Transport. I'm the youngest of three, and my mom and dad, Lieutenant LV Archie, retired Lieutenant LV Archie, and Miss Carol Archie.
Okay. So you the baby.
For sure.
So growing up, man, how was it being a baby, man? LV was picking on you, man, growing up, man.
Well, my brother, I could say he made me tougher.
Yeah.
For sure. Being the youngest, you know, you kind of get the blame for a lot, and you know, it's fun. But just coming up in our household, man, I had a great childhood, man, and being the youngest, man, I think, you know, kind of made me who I am today, man. A little spoiled, but you know how that goes.
Oh yeah, you know how the baby is, man. Yeah. You know how the baby is. So you spoke on your mom and dad, man. How they doing?
Oh, they doing well, man. My mom, of course, she's retired annuitant and still working with Social Security, and my dad, of course, retired from the Greenwood Police Department. They doing well, man. I'm blessed to still have them, man.
Okay, that's good. That's good, man. Your neighborhood, man. Growing up, man. How was your neighborhood growing up?
Oh man, growing up in Terrence Garden, man, it was the best, man. It just gave us the best childhood. I spoke about this when I was speaker at Men's Day on, you know, the different entrepreneurs, man, that grew up on the same street as us, man. Mm-hmm. So I grew up on the street, you know, with Dr. Martin, Dr. Wheeler, Dr. Martin. I had Al Buford, you know, who had his own cleaning service, of course. Buck Henry Rice, who was owner operator, drove trucks, and even my next door neighbor, Mr. James O'Brien, who owned his own roofing company. So, you know, growing up in our neighborhood, just like, you know, all of us played together, man. We were friends and, you know, close knit community. So, you know, that was a blessing, man. For
sure. Okay, that's good, man. So sports-wise, man. So, what was your first love? Was it actual sports or was it something else?
It was actually baseball, man. Coming up, we played in the Whittington Park with the Exchange Club League, right? So me and my brother, of course, Kyrie Carruth and Darrell Dunlap, you know, we were kind of some of the first ones that came from the Stone Street League to the Exchange Club, and like, you know, every year, you know, we pretty much all-stars. So, you know, that was some good times, man. Some of those guys, even to this day, we still keep in touch. So lifelong bonds were formed at an early age. Yeah.
Brotherhood, man. Yeah. Ain't nothing like it. Nothing like it.
Sure.
So you fell in love with baseball first. So when did you start taking a liking to basketball?
Probably I would say maybe middle school, junior high was the first year I played at school, organized, well, actually for the rec league, playing with Mr. Dixon. At the rec over with Kite, you know. I think that's what most of us that played in Greenwood started at the rec. But, man, up until 8th grade was the first year that I played with the school. Of course, at Threadgill, it was the junior high then, and Mr. Powell was our coach. So, you know, we went 12-1 that year. So we did pretty good, I would say, my first year playing.
Oh, yeah, 12-1, man. Yeah, you made a mark, and that was your
8th grade, yeah.
I'm saying that was your
first year playing with the school.
Yeah, that's definitely good. That's your first year. Yeah. Was it a person that you looked up to growing up? It didn't just have to be sports, just somebody that you admired growing up, man.
Well, my dad, you know, I would say was my biggest or my first, you know, hero. Just seeing him doing the things that it took to provide for his family and provide us a certain standard of living, man. You know, he was the first person, and you know, he was pretty athletic too back in his day. So definitely, my dad, I would say, was the biggest male influence in my life.
Okay. Yep. So Pops used to be athletic.
Sure. Oh man. You know, I hear stories. You know, your uncles and your pops, they tell you them stories all the time. But
do they tell him or do he tell some stories too?
Nah, he tell them.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You know how the Pop, they be trying. Yeah. You know, I used to, dunk that thing, man. You know, so that's why I actually know how they be putting up. But that's what's up, man. So you spoke on your middle school years, man. Did they have a baseball team too? Did you play baseball? Or did you strictly play basketball?
But actually, 8th grade, man, I was at Threadgill, and I played with the high school team. Coach Sanders used to come over to Threadgill and get me, and I actually got to play with the high school team when I was in 8th grade. So I was blessed to be able to do that.
All right, man. So 9th grade, man, you go to Greenwood High. Is that your first time you met Coach Warren Jennings?
It was. Man, I tell you, Mr. Jennings, man, was a big impact on, my basketball career. Really gave me the foundation, man, and, the attitude and the confidence to be the player that I was. I don't know if y'all got it back in the day. He used to give what we call medicine. That's where he made you come play in the post. Against him, and now Trez, you had to kind of bring it, right? So that kind of gave me that toughness, man, and that to be the player that I was.
Okay, I think to speak on Coach Jennings, when I got there, the season was over with. I came in like the end of 9th grade, but opening up the gym on Sundays is when I first got an encounter with him, and man, he was as real as he was gonna get. He wasn't gonna fake it with you. He was just gonna keep it 100. And as a young guy, that's what you want. You don't want nobody to fake and tell you something that had you believe in hopes, and you know what I'm saying. Right. So I think he was an impact on a lot of people. I know you, but just a whole bunch of other folks, man. And he's really appreciated more than I think he probably knows.
Right. I mean, Mrs. Benton, like you said, he always told us what it was, and it didn't matter, the circumstances, if it was basketball related or off the court. Like he was a role model to us, man, and to a lot of young men in Greenwood. So he definitely was a big impact on a lot of us, man. Mr. Warren Jennings.
Yes, sir. Yeah. All right, man. So 10th grade year, man, you made first team All Commonwealth. First off, how did that feel when you found out you made first team All Commonwealth as a sophomore?
Yeah, well, it was a bit, surprising, but I think about the guys that were on that first team with me, Darrell Dunlap and Willie Hampton, I think Andrew Moak from Carroll County, but it was some pretty good talent. But my sophomore year, man, I really was more of a post player. Even being undersized, I got a lot of rebounds, a lot of trash buckets, so a lot of double doubles. But my 10th grade year really set the tone and was the foundation for me because I got to play with some great guys. Darrell Dunlap, guys like him. They were a big influence for me as well.
Definitely. So your 11th grade year, junior year, make it to the big house, man. Play against Lanier for the shot at the championship game, right? Lanier had Darius Rice, James Thomas, Solomon Forbes. Could you tell us what your thoughts on what happened in that game against Lanier?
Well, I'm gonna say, playing against those guys both times, because we actually played them at the North Half at Forest Hill that prior to making it to the big house. But they had a great group of talent. Those guys you mentioned, of course, 2 Dandy Dozens plus throw Solomon Forbes in there, who, both of us were Dandy Dozens our senior year. They had a formidable team, and I think they played well together. Of course, they had been together for some time, so they had pretty good chemistry. But it was other circumstances that kind of played a factor in the game. I'm gonna say, with the majority of our starters, fouling out, it kind of made the task a bit challenging, to say the least.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna say it. The ref was on that BS.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was there. The ref was on the BS.
Yeah.
I can remember vividly, man. James Thomas go passing and back into him.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know,
it's
foul.
Yeah.
And I think he got Plump.
Yeah.
I think he got Ralph.
Yeah.
I think he got Gabe.
Yeah.
And so it was like, man,
yeah.
So, but that's not to take nothing away from Lanier, because they had a hell of a team.
They did.
They had a hell of a team. Senior year, man. A lot of people don't know that you played football.
I did.
We're gonna briefly speak on you playing football. What made you decide to play football your senior year?
Well, actually, it was my junior year.
Junior, okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
coming off. So actually, I got kicked out of the band. Me and Miss Griggs, man, and I'm sorry, Miss Griggs, to this day, this is my formula. I was wrong, but man, she kicked me out the band, and it was like the next week, I was like, I'm gonna go play football. Yeah. And so playing, man, I'm gonna tell you, playing that year of football, Jartred, that was a great experience. Under Coach Charles Brady, man, he was a players coach, but he really cared more about your personal, you being a wholesome person, more so than just playing football. So he used his platform as a football coach to really shape and influence. But it's a lot I learned just playing that year of football, and it made me tough on the basketball court too. Yeah.
Okay, then. So now, going into your senior year,
mm-hmm.
you was a McDonald All-American nominee.
Mm-hmm.
First off, how did that feel, and were you surprised, or you kind of knew it was coming?
Well, that summer leading into my senior year, of course, I got the opportunity to play on the Nike circuit with the traveling team with Coach Thomas Billups, who was the coach at Lanier, and a couple of guys from Jackson, of course, Solomon Forbes, a few Mario Jordan, a couple of talented guys. So I had a pretty good showing during that summer, and I think that combined with our success from the previous year and getting to play in Jackson at the big house, and then having good showing. Of course, I think I scored 21 both times we played in Jackson, but that's what kind of set the platform or set the stage for me to be selected as a Dandy Dozen, which in turn, led to the McDonald nominee. So, it was a lot of hard work put into that, and that's probably one of my accolades that I'm most proud of.
Okay. Yeah, and even with your senior year, at the end, you was the Commonwealth Player of the Year.
That's right.
But we're gonna take you to the senior year. Our last game against Knoxville County.
Right.
I know. Take them back, because I was there.
Yeah.
Take them back, man. What you think happened?
Well, one thing I remember about that game, we was playing in like a box, man. That gym was like we was boxed in, man.
Hot.
But, I don't know. I think being, Dandy Dozen and just a team leader, I would have wanted more of an opportunity to affect the game, and I kind of felt in certain instances that some of my opportunities were limited at some crucial points, man. But overall, I think we finished like 22-9. So it was a successful season, but I had definitely hoped that we could push further into the playoff. But
yeah. Yeah, definitely, man. We had the team.
Right.
I mean, we was even the SWAT.
Yeah.
SWAT, come in, SWAT.
No doubt.
Yeah. So
no doubt. Coach Lemon stayed 10 deep, right? So for as long as I played for the guy, he gonna sub 5 at a time, right?
Man, he gonna get them in.
Yep.
I remember real quick when you missed the dunk, you had to do 25 push-ups.
25. And the crowd gonna count.
And the crowd gonna count.
Yeah.
I remember, I don't know if you missed the dunk or what happened. I think he was trying to take you out the game. You were hiding behind a player or something. I remember that.
Yeah.
Them just little times, man, I can remember.
Good
just during the high school when I played with you, man, just little stuff, man. It was packed in the gym every game.
Yeah.
So those just some memories
and it was some exciting games, Trey. It's like when you think about the style of play that we had, that up tempo, you know, even if they made a basket, right? We finna take it out and run it up court. It wasn't no walking, you know, Cleo Lemon ball up court. So, you know, I look back in my scrapbook, man, and you know, I see games where we scoring 120, 115. We got, you know, 3-4 guys with 20 and 17, you know, so definitely was some exciting games and, you know, some good times and just fun times all together.
Oh yeah. Real quick on the last of the high school. Greenwood High versus Elsie. Ernest hit that jumper.
The buzzer
beater.
Yep.
So man, how did they make? I know we jumped up the dial, man. I know. So I had to bring up Ernest, man. Shout out to Ernest.
No doubt.
Man, how did you feel, man? You seeing it playing against the rival, man?
Right. And of course, you know, playing in the Civic Center, right?
Yes, sir.
Just playing on that stage, bro. Like, you know, it had kind of a college feel to it, and you know, that atmosphere was always electric. And you know, I had some of my best games there, but that particular game that you talking about, my senior year, I had actually fouled out of that game.
Okay.
I think I may have scored 16, but I was on the bench. And the one thing I remember, like, man, I'm not out there to help my team, but like when Ernest hit the floater, bro, and you know, we won, it was like, oh man, that was probably one of the most exciting games of my senior year, no doubt.
I think, yeah, man, and some people lost some money that game too. They lost some money. They lost some money.
Elsie played us tough both games that year because that first game, man, they had us down like 15 at the half, and we came out the next second half just running. Couple off the glasses from, you know, little Chris.
That's the top of the key guy right there, Chris. Yes, shout out to Chris too, man. So senior year's done, man. It's college time, man. So who all recruited you coming out of college?
So man, I had many offers. Kansas State, you know, Lipscomb, Memphis, you know, Ole Miss. You know, they kind of USM kind of rescinded off at the end, man. But that, of course, Mississippi Valley State, Jackson State, all the SWAC schools. But you know, Coach Stria really made an impression on me. Of course, he stayed around the corner from me in the same neighborhood, and he walked every morning, bro. So, you know, getting to stay and play close to home where my family could see me, that was big for me, and ultimately why I picked Mississippi Valley State.
Okay. When you look back at it now, would you have still chosen Valley?
Yeah.
Okay.
No doubt.
Yes, sir. So Valley, Mississippi Valley now. Freshman year, 30 minutes a game, 12 points, 5.8 rebounds, 1.6 steals. Your records was 12 and 17. It was 9 and 9. Fifth in the SWAC, but 14th in SWAC and 2-point field goal percentage you were. Third in free throw percentage, 7th in steals, and 18th in points per game. So your freshman year, man, what can you say was the difference, I'll say, from high school and then going straight and playing in college, your freshman year?
Well, the biggest difference, I think, was in college, you know, everybody could play. So, you know, you had to guard and check everybody. like they were the number one threat. But going to Mississippi Valley State, transitioning from high school to college, and getting to play alongside guys like Ashley Robinson and DeJamel Jackson, Tarius Norwood, and Willie Neal. These guys really allowed me to be myself.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Sophomore year, man. 25.4 minutes a game, 11 points a game, 4.1 rebounds, 1.5 steals. Y'all were 4-2 in sweat play. So did you feel going into your sophomore year? Did you feel like, okay, this is my year to really show the conference, the sweat conference, who Mike Archie is?
No doubt. I always and really had a chip on my shoulder from my freshman year. They kind of snuffed me on that freshman of the year in the swag, man. I felt like the guy that they picked up. But anyway, I use those type of things as motivation. Never complained, but just worked on my game to the point where I was looking to improve and really Trez, right up until my injury. We had played Alcorn 2 weeks before. I had 29, which was my career high in college. And playing Southern that Monday, I think I may have had 17 and 8. But just from my freshman year to my sophomore, my short-lived college career, I think one of the biggest accolades that you see down there is when we competed at the Sun Bowl Classic, which was in El Paso, Texas.
Okay.
And of course, it was us. This was Ole Miss. Of course, El Paso, UTEP, and the Indiana University at Purdue.
Okay.
And this was back when, of course, Justin Reed, the Provine Posse, was at Ole Miss, and of course, Coach Rod Barnes. But I think UTEP might have beat us by about 7, like 89, 82, and then we played IUPUI tough too. But I had 18 and 12 both games, and this was my freshman year, which you see I got the all tournament. I made all tournament team. Me, Justin Reed, Charles Allen, a couple more guys, Charles Price from UTEP. So being a freshman and competing at a big scale, tournament like that, and being one of the top 5 players there, that I'm gonna say was really one of my biggest highlights playing college ball.
Yeah, and I mean it proves that even though but it kind of solidifies that you can play D1 big time. For a Kentucky Duke type player, you know what I'm saying? So that kind of was like a stamp in a sense. Like, I know I belong here. You know what I'm saying?
And to be honest, Trez, and I say this, when I first got to Valley, man, and playing, how the first of the year we used to go off and play those big schools. Like, we used to go off and beat Southeast Missouri. My freshman year, I had 18 and 12 against 18 and 10 against them. And in Arkansas State, we beat them at home. And even going off to like University of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And this was my sophomore year, man. They beat us by a point, but of course we missed a shot at the buzzer where we could have won. But playing those top tier teams, we used to play them tight and used to beat some of them. So that just speaks on the guys that I played with and the talent level that we had at Mississippi Valley State during that time.
Yeah, and I also think, and I could be wrong, correct me if I'm wrong. That's those games are like preparation for what y'all gonna do to the SWAC.
Right.
So it's like, okay, if we can be close to these,
that's right.
SWAC ain't got no
run through them, right? Run through them. Playing Creighton and
yes, sir.
I played Kyle Corver my freshman year.
Creighton, okay.
17 and 9.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. And he had 12 or 15 year career in the NBA. Right. So so January 26th, man, y'all just had beat Prairie View that Saturday. Could you take us back to that day?
I mean, it was a typical day. Of course, we preparing for games, shoot arounds, and just what we do on game days. But Prairie View like the only other undefeated team in the conference. And so them coming to Valley, we put a lot into that game, I'm gonna say. So, we had a good performance. The one thing I remember before that game, coach was kind of jocking with me back and forth. He was saying, I might put you on, whoever they main scorer was. He said, you ain't scared, is you? I said, Coach, I looked him in his eye, I said, I don't fear none but God. You hear me? And so, of course, we beat them. Had a pretty good game that night, but me and a couple of my teammates, man, just decided we was gonna go out to a little local bar and celebrate the victory. And of course, fight broke out and gunshots erupted. And of course, I was hit by a stray bullet, which left me paralyzed from my waist down. But man, it's crazy, Trez, because look at that night, and in my first mind, we weren't gonna even go to the club, but it was so packed, and we wanted to.
Yeah, you amped up. You just
right.
be prepared.
So we fell in, but I wouldn't change a thing about my life and what I've gone through. As a matter of fact, what I've managed to do is find purpose, in what I've been through and my experiences, and be able to share that, with people so that they know that, regardless of what they going through, right, they too can overcome. And so, yeah, man.
Yeah. We was me and Motor was at Mississippi Delta at the time, and like I said, once we had little Nokia phones and stuff like that or whatever. But it touched Greenwood. Still do.
Yeah.
People ask about you and say how great of a player you was. So you definitely left a lasting image in basketball wise on the whole Mississippi.
And
so it's always, man. You really are a GOAT, man. To be honest, like
I appreciate
some serious stuff, man. So, a lot of people reached out and gave out condolences and things, and which was good. Moving on, you started playing for the Rolling Grizzlies.
Yeah.
What year did you start playing, and what kind of made you just want to start playing for the Grizzlies?
I want to say it may have been 2013 or 14 when I really got on the team. But one of my coworkers introduced me to a guy that went to church with him, and he, along with a few more guys, that are in wheelchairs, were playing basketball at a local church. And I'm like, I just want to go in. She give me little buckets, man. Give me so. We started playing, and I met a guy, Al Greer, who played with the Memphis Grizzlies. So, he gave me the invite to the team, and looking back, man, I'm so glad, that I've been able to reconnect and play the game that's done a lot for me, Trey.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I know we were talking off camera. You were saying about the colleges and stuff up in there. Could you speak on a little bit of that?
Yeah. Well, of course, we are a Division II team, which the NWBA is broken down into Division I, Division II, Division III, and of course collegiate. So we compete mostly against collegiate level teams. Of course, Alabama, Auburn, Mizzou, University of Nebraska at Omaha. These are just a few of the wheelchair, but of course you got like Edinburgh and I think in Massachusetts, and University of Wisconsin Whitewater. These are some of the more prominent wheelchair basketball programs. But the University of Alabama, both men and women's team, have won the national championship probably the last 3, maybe 4 years, with the exception of 1 year. UTA men won, but they really got.
They've been running
a dynasty, right? And so this who we've been playing most of our games against. So it's been competitive. Just challenging to say the least.
But it's fun though, because you was born to compete.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt.
Yeah, your whole goal is, hey, let's beat these boys.
Yeah, and it don't matter. They can get it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So you're currently still doing how many more years you think you got left, man?
So yeah, and
in the tank.
it's you know what, and it's funny you should ask, right? So when I'm joking with my teammates, because you know they want to know, Archie, you know how old you? I don't tell them how old I am,
Yeah.
because you're not about the old man.
Yeah, right.
So the way I tell them, you know, the way I want to play, and you know, at the age I'm at now, I probably got about that's 18, 19, about 20 more years. Right? So it ain't finna stop no time. Yeah.
Oh, that's love, man.
Yep.
That's love.
Yep.
Today's game, man. How do you feel about today's game, man? The players, man, just how it's going, man. Do you think it's too soft? Do you think what? What's your thought on today's game?
Well, today's game is different than the NBA that you and I grew up watching. I think sports betting has kind of taken a lot of the purity out of the game, but it's they try to make it entertaining, but I tell you, it's different than what we grew up watching. You know,
Yeah.
Michael Jordan, and
Yeah,
you know,
tougher.
yeah, no doubt.
I mean, even though you know the big men are kind of like with Joker and Embiid kind of coming in, it's almost kind of slightly getting back in the style.
Right.
But last, I'll say probably 8 to 10 years, just been shooting threes and up and down running.
The first team that go back to playing out the post and the big man, they gonna start winning championships.
And that's what happened.
Yeah, I think the league is centered around offense. Mm-hmm. It's more exciting. Yeah. It's better for the fans. That's what they want. They want to see buckets, right? And so, you know, you got your centers playing on the wing, and you know, Dirk Nowitzki was, I think, one of the pioneers, man. And first big man that could shoot, you know, and play on the post. So, you know, the game has definitely shifted. The 3-point ball is the thing now. So
it's definitely it's almost what you see little kids doing now, man.
Oh man,
they step back shooting. They ain't going to make no layups.
They just want to cook somebody, right?
That's it.
Yeah, like ain't no fundamentals. They just want to cross you over, make you fall, and then look at you and laugh. Mm-hmm. But you got to hit the shot.
Mm-hmm. And they want to go viral.
Right.
That's out.
Right.
And you just spoke on something too that I feel like important. It's fundamental.
Yes.
You got a lot of kids, man, can't dribble left, can't dribble right, don't know a defensive slide.
Right.
Like you know how I was playing. Well, the first week or so, we ain't had no ball.
Right.
We was
right. First of all, let me tell this story, Trev. First of all, Coach Cleo Lemon, he didn't cut people. First of all, okay. So when we get out on that track, it might be by 30 of us, right? Mm-hmm. And after a week or two on the track, that's gonna dwindle down to about 20, right? Okay. So then we're gonna get in the gym. And that first week in the gym, you still ain't gonna see no basketball. And after that week, it 5, 10, you know, 12, you might have 15 to 12. Mm-hmm. And that's his team.
That's it.
Yeah.
Once he introduced you to them suicide,
right.
It's a wrap.
Yeah, because I'm telling you.
It's a wrap.
Yeah.
Man, who we played and we ran the whole practice?
Yes.
Man, I know we ain't getting no ball.
Is that
run? No, we was in Jackson. Okay. I think it was in Mendenhall.
Okay.
I think it could have been. It was. I think it was. I don't know. It could have been Jackson. But anyway, I know we ran the whole practice. I knew we ran the whole practice. That was.
I remember one game when we lost it. We missed so many free throws.
That's what it was.
And
he said every free throw you miss or something.
Over 5.
Yeah.
He got to get some extra suicide.
That's what it was.
And we sure did, Trey.
Yeah, we. Mm-hmm. Boy, Ja Morant, man. You know, he's suspended for, what was it, 20, 25 games?
In a quarter, I think.
Yeah. So, situation, how you think he could have handled it a little differently, man? The little incident that happened?
Yeah, I think that, you know, Ja having the influence that he does, you know, he got to make better decisions, but I think his circle, man, they got to do better too, understanding, you know, who this is and not, you know, putting him in those positions too, man. But yeah, definitely. I'm a huge Memphis fan, and of course we go to the games, of course. And I've even played a few, scrimmages down on FedEx Forum, man. It's a once in a lifetime experience. But yeah, man, I just wish him the best, and hopefully he comes back better than ever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Memphis just picked up Derrick Rose.
Yes, sir.
I guess he's home away from home.
That's right. And Marcus Smart.
Yes,
sir.
So you rolling with the Grizz, man. You think once Ja Morant get back, man, that's gonna be a tough spot?
Most definitely. I think with the addition of Derrick Rose and with his career and what he's gone through, I think he's perfect. To be that kind of that mentor to Ja, and just to give him the real, because D Rose, pretty conscious brother, and he's kind of come full circle, 360 with it. So, and even with the younger guys, Jaren Jackson, Desmond Bain, DB, I like our team, man, heading into this next year.
Yeah, they deeper, more
defensive,
more
defensive minded.
Yeah. Show enough for Smart now.
Yes, sir.
Because you really the lead Dylan Brooks,
the defensive player of the year,
putting in defensive player of the year. So
right.
So yeah, got a couple more questions, man, and then I'm gonna hit you with some wrap it up, and then we'll call it fair. Victor Wembanyama, man, I've been asking people about him, what their thoughts of him. First game he had was, I think he was trying to he had some jitters. Second game, I think he had 27 and 12.
Yeah.
So what's your thoughts on him, man? How you think he's gonna do his rookie year?
Yeah, well, I hadn't seen him play.
Okay.
But I think he is like that generational talent that we think he is. I think that puts a lot of pressure on him. But I think that the cream will rise to the top, man, and I think he'll definitely be, what we expect him to be, just being with his makeup and with his ball skills and skill set. We hadn't seen a player, like that. So
yeah,
I'm hoping that they can develop him, and being in the Spurs system, they known for it. So
yeah,
Coach Popovich, he would have go down.
That's the guru, man.
Yep.
Your wife, man. What's her name?
Vivica.
Okay, yep. Your wife, man. Like I said, off camera, man. I was saying, she's been the queen to you.
That's right.
She's been the ups and downs. So, could you speak on that, man? I know how much she means to you, but going through everything, whatever. How she able to hold you down?
Man? Well, it's crazy, Chaz. When I tell this story about my wife, man, and I'm not a love at first sight type guy. That ain't me. You know what I'm saying? But like, the first time I saw my wife, like I knew that was gonna be my wife, but not knowing the circumstances that life would put us through. But just looking back, bro, and having her by my side through everything I've been through has been my biggest blessing, because I don't really see me going through or making through of the things that I did without her support. And to this day, she's still my biggest cheerleader, right? So of course I played ball, she was a cheerleader, but
she was a cheerleader. Okay,
right.
Okay. Then.
So we match well.
Ain't
but
that something?
but she give me that balance, man, and she give me that peace. You know what I'm saying? But she always keeps me, accountable, and that's one thing I think I can appreciate the most about her.
That's good, man. Great things from your queen, man.
Yeah, no doubt.
So kudos to her. All right, man. We got a couple of wrap it up questions, man, and then we're gonna call it fair. Things that come to mind when you hear these names or places.
Okay.
Warren Jennings.
Bitch, get your mind right. You hear me?
Yes, sir. Coach Cleo Lemon.
Oh man, Coach Lemon, man, just everything, just his presence, bro. Yep.
He used to come on that side with that car,
Yep.
truck up,
Yep.
smoking that, putting that last cigarette out. You already knew what it was.
His presence, bro. Like
Yes,
you
sir.
knew when he was in the building.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Yes, sir. Coach Strib.
Oh man, swagger, swag,
Man, on 100.
Hey, the last time I saw Coach Strib was at a Valley Jackson State football game.
Okay.
And of course, he was up there, had his walker, but he was clean, Triz. And I kind of messed with. I was like, Coach, you still clean on him. I can't make this up, Triz. Then when he kind of got the giggling, he said, hey, they want it, I got to give it to them.
Plain and simple.
Yep.
Plain and simple, man. Coach Strib. Rest in peace to Coach Lemon, Coach Strib, man. Yes, sir. Greenwood High.
Oh man, home.
Okay. So I asked a couple people this question, man. So that you've seen come through Greenwood High, top 5 players. We ain't gonna include yourself, because we know you know. But top five players you've seen come through Greenwood High, man.
That I've seen.
That you've seen.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Because first of all, I'm gonna say this, because this gonna be my disclaimer. Because it's some talented guys that came through before us, that really set the stage. When you think about the future champion Hall of Famers, Charles Cooley, of course, I was in the class of 2021. A lot of great athletes that we shining lights on, and it's a blessing to be included as one of the best to do it from where we from. But if my top 5 that I've seen from Greenwood High, God, so I gotta say Silky Smooth. I'm gonna have to say, I'm gonna say Philando. I'm gonna say, man, you gonna.
I know that. Gotta give you something.
Philando. I'm gonna have to say Darrell. I'm gonna have to say Prime Jr. 5. God.
One more.
Basketball, man. Man, they gonna hurt me, boy.
Yeah, they gonna hit you up.
Yeah. It's so many. I said Philando, Baby Mike.
Okay,
Baby Mike.
That'll work. But I mean, the others, they know they will. You know what I'm saying?
It's a lot of them.
I throw that in there, man, just to mess with some people. Hardest player you ever had to guard?
Rod Prater, starting with him.
Oh yeah, when he at the end of the.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I heard about
both times. Yeah.
Yeah. One of the coldest players you played with, but didn't get the recognition that they deserve.
That I played with.
That you played with, that didn't get. That one player is like, man, he was cold, but he didn't really just get that love that you saw him. You know what I mean?
Right. Man, I'm gonna have to say. Mario Pope.
MP3.
Man.
Yeah, I think people sleep on Pope.
Yeah, like he really put me on working on my game. Like me and Pope used to go in the gym, just me and him. He'd be on one end working on that crossover. I'm down here working. Like he was the first guy that really put me on working on my game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, MP3. Shout out to Mario.
Yeah.
Rank these players, man. 1, 2, 3. MJ, Kobe, Bron.
In that order.
MJ, okay.
In that order.
Hey, say no more.
Because here's the thing, man. we not having this GOAT debate with LeBron and Jordan. Because you got to say Kobe.
Got to,
right?
Man.
It's like if you say Weezy Baby, you got to say the F, right? So,
They do Kobe so wrong, man.
No,
how you can say he's the closest thing to Jordan, but don't put him in the
that mindset, that killer instinct, like that say a lot more for me. Now, don't get me wrong, LeBron, one of the greatest athletes of all time. Definitely. Like we witnessing greatness in our lifetime, Trez, and he's never been in any off court. He the GOAT, right? You want the kid to be like him, but as far as greatest, in that order you put him: MJ, Kobe, LeBron.
Yeah. Okay. like earlier we talked about you played football, you played wide receiver. Top 3 wide receivers of all time.
Jerry Rice, shout out to him. Mississippi Valley State, I've met him several occasions. Man, I'm gonna say Michael Irvin.
Okay.
I like Irvin, and these are guys I done seen.
Right.
And I'm gonna say like it'll be a toss up between like Andre Rison or Andre Reed.
Okay.
Play with the Bills.
Okay.
But them some Chris Carter, damn.
No Randy Moss.
Right. Oh man, Moss.
I miss on me T.O.
Megatron. Yeah.
But that's cool though. Jerry Rice, Irvin, Reed.
These the guys. Yeah.
That'll work. In the NBA now, who you most like player wise that you most like to watch?
Player wise, I like Dame Lillard, man. Just his overall, his total package. Two-way player. He gonna D up and get buckets. I like seeing Steph do his thing.
Yeah.
But Dame, man, and he the biggest question in his off season, right?
What you think he gonna do?
Man, he say he want to go to South Beach.
What he say?
Yeah, but
do they got the package to send him?
Right, it's a business trip.
Yeah, it is.
Yep.
Yeah, I was shocked that he signed that extension because I knew that was gonna keep him there for a long period of time. And now he wants out.
Right.
I mean, but you knew once they traded C.J. McCollum, they weren't trying to win. They were gonna try to rebuild anyway. So I don't understand why. I know why he got it because of the money.
Right.
But now you're in a situation now, you really on their hands.
Right. Because they gotta figure out what's gonna be best for this organization.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They know you want yours, but they gotta move forward.
That's right.
I remember I talked to you a while back, you had mentioned the book. So is that still coming, man?
Yeah.
What's up with that?
Yeah, it's actually more in the making now. I ain't really want to, spill the beans.
Okay,
but,
I'm sorry.
It's something that a project that I've been working on for some years, man. And shout out to my guys, man. Gabe Wallace, my guy Eddie Love.
Okay.
Both of those guys, man, really were my biggest influences to wanna do this. So it's called A Shot of Reality, and it's gonna say how to overcome life's full court press. But just kind of sharing my story and how I got through what I got through, and hopefully people can read it and help them get through the things and trials and tribulations that they going through. So I'm still a work in progress, but when I get it stamped up,
yes, sir.
We coming back.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, spit your game, and
yes,
we're gonna chop it up on that.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Last question, man. And you kind of elaborated on it earlier, but I just the last question I always ask anybody. Would you change anything about your life or your journey, brother?
I wouldn't. I think that everybody's life is a unique path of our own, and I think that everything that we go through in life, it's a purpose. It's a purpose in that, and so it's just really up to each individual to find their purpose and then to serve it. And so when you talk about my book and being able to just kind of share my experience and what I've gone through, and then hoping that somebody can see that and motivate them to push through whatever it is that they may be going through. So would I change anything about my life? I wouldn't, because I've been blessed beyond measure, even before and since my injury. And so I'm just grateful to God for blessing and keeping me, and just grateful for each day, Trey. Yeah.
First, man, I just want to appreciate you. As always, love, man.
For sure.
You're inspiration more than you probably know. I talk to y'all camera how people always, I'm in Cleveland, I'm Greenville, Clarkston, man, who was that guy, man? Who that white boy was, man? And I tell them, and the impact that you made and people knowing you throughout Mississippi and probably across the country says a lot about you, man. So I'm saying how humble you was when I was growing up under you or whatever. You could have been the big head guy and didn't really mess with the youngsters, but that wasn't you.
Right.
I mean, it was all a team, it was all a family.
Right.
And I appreciate that from me to you more than you know.
Yeah.
So I appreciate the interview, man, taking out the time. As always, love, man. And salute to you and salute to the family.
I appreciate you, Trez, and shout out to, you for, creating your Spit Your Game podcast. And, I've been checking out your interviews, you and Slim, man, and just for using your platform to shine that light on some of the guys that, played and came, before you and that played where you're from. And so, man, I appreciate that, man. And like I say, we're going to be doing this again soon, bro.
Yes, sir, man. I appreciate you, Mike, man.
All right.
The GOAT. Yes, sir. Game over.
I gotta elevate. I gotta elevate. I gotta elevate. I've been praying to God for a better way. I concentrate on my goals and I meditate. Make sacrifices, put time and I dedicate. I gotta elevate. I'ma make sure the family forever straight. They wouldn't listen, now I gotta devastate. I'm on your ass and I won't let you get away. I gotta elevate. I've been praying to God for a better way. I concentrate on my goals and I meditate. Make sacrifices, put time and I dedicate. I gotta elevate. I'ma make sure the family forever straight. They wouldn't listen, now I gotta devastate. I'm on your ass and I won't let you get away. I gotta elevate. These niggas doubted me, but I won't give up on myself. This me in the trap, I don't need no one else. Ain't nobody slide when I cried out for help. They could care less about the way that I felt. Told you my heart is cold, it's the pain that'll melt. I'm trying to reshuffle the hand I was dealt. How you shoot for the stars and then land in a cell. My nigga moms down while he canned in the jail. He had to find out that shit in the mail. The judge is a bitch, she won't hand him a bail. I know he a G, he gon' handle it well. He could've gave up some info on me and got out, but he's solid, he still wouldn't tell. I made him a promise that I wouldn't fail and get up no matter how hard that I fail. Some niggas despise as I rise to the top. Mixed feelings inside when I ride for the block. Are they really hoping I make it or they really faking and plotting on taking my guap? Stealing my style, they try taking my spot. Raising the stakes, I'm trying to raise up the stock. This game is my bitch, yeah, I got that on lock. But I had to leave, it be getting too hot. I gotta elevate. I've been praying to God for a better way. I concentrate on my goals and I meditate. Make sacrifices, put time and I dedicate. I gotta elevate. I'ma make sure the family forever straight. They wouldn't listen, now I gotta devastate. I'm on your ass and I won't let you get away. I gotta elevate. I've been praying to God for a better way. I concentrate on my goals and I meditate. Make sacrifices, put time and I dedicate. I gotta elevate. I'ma make sure the family forever straight. They wouldn't listen, now I gotta devastate. I'm on your ass and I won't let you get away. I gotta elevate.